Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Prior, way forward for Steelers, and Tomlin is a proven OC allowed to run his own show. The Pittsburgh Steelers are facing many questions right now, with 3 games left to play and playoff hopes fading. But the biggest question might not come until the offseason. Sitting here today, I don't think head coach Mike Tomlin or Wr. George Pickens are going anywhere. But one person they need to replace is Matt Canada. They need to find a new offensive coordinator. And they have to get it right. For starters, they need to make sure that they bring in somebody who can give them the answer as to whether Kenny Pickett is their quarterback of the future. That's job one. Determine if he can grow into a guy who can win you a Super Bowl. But more generally, they need somebody who will get players' attention, Brooke Pryor says. The closest he has ever come in his 17 years in Pittsburgh to hiring an offensive coordinator with a resume was Todd Haley. And many believe that hiring was forced upon him from the ownership. Since then, he's promoted Randy Fichtner, and then replaced him with Canada, another internal promotion. While neither of those hires worked out, there have been some obvious talent issues as well. The erosion of the offensive line over the past half-decade or so has been a major component of all this. The Steelers used to have multiple perennial Pro Bowlers in the midst. They are hoping rookie first-round pick Broderick Jones can be the start of a new standard, but he's searching for consistency. I would love to see someone that has Tomlin's same personality, just with offensive traits, running the offense, Pryor said, who brought up wanting to see Eric Bieniemy in Pittsburgh. For everything from the talent evaluation to coaching to instilling leadership, all of these things. This is a decision on which they cannot err. That's why many wonder how much autonomy Tomlin will even have to make the decision. Ray Fittipaldo of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, for example, said that the Steelers are not going to let him make the decision on his own. He might get an approved list to choose from. But that's all a long way off and is impossible to know. There's a reason behind the thought process, however. And it just stresses how high the stakes are. Pittsburgh Steelers would reportedly have massive trade interest for Mike Tomlin in 2024, one team to monitor closely. The Pittsburgh Steelers have fallen a bit short of expectations this season, and with the team's playoff odds dwindling, fans have called for the organization to make Mike Tomlin one of the latest NFL coaches fired. If a change is made at head coach, it appears the Steelers wouldn't even need to fire their head coach. Tomlin is widely viewed as one of the best head coaches in the NFL. While the 51-year-old coach has never won NFL Coach of the Year and his team hasn't won a championship since Super Bowl 43, Tomlin's reputation around the NFL is well regarded. However, repeated issues at quarterback and prolonged problems offensively have resulted in Pittsburgh experiencing just one season with double-digit wins since 2018. On the verge of their first losing season in decades, fans want Tomlin replaced. Appearing on Fox Sports podcast, Glazer indicated that a potential Steelers decision to part ways with Tomlin would immediately generate trade interest around the league. While the NFL insider gave no indication a separation was likely to happen, he made it clear there would be interest elsewhere. If Mike Tomlin was available, there would be teams lining up. Even if he was not available yet, teams should be calling, trying to trade for Mike Tomlin. If Mike Tomlin was available, there would be teams probably willing to get rid of their own head coach to bring in a Mike Tomlin. When you talk to other head coaches in this league, he is the guy. He is the grandpapa. He is the guy they all look up to. He has done an incredible job over the years. To never have a losing season? It's absolutely ridiculous. Teams like the Las Vegas Raiders, Carolina Panthers, and Los Angeles Chargers immediately stand out as potential landing spots. Tepper knows the effect Tomlin can have from his days as a Steelers minority owner. Raiders owner Mark Davis loves splash hires and the Chargers want an experienced head coach. However, Glazer believes there's another NFL team to keep an eye on if Tomlin becomes available. For now, Pittsburgh is committed to Tomlin for the remainder of the season and the expectation still remains that he'll hang around in 2024. However, it also seems clear that several NFL teams might inquire about Tomlin's availability this spring. If the Steelers decide to make a change, Tomlin will become a head coach with another team. Steelers and RB Duke Johnson agree to trade. Duke Johnson is signing a one-year contract with the Steelers, ESPN.com's Adam Schefter tweets. The veteran pass defender will come from the Dolphins, who have added several starting-caliber backs since free agency opened. Previously with the Browns and Texans, Johnson spent much of the 2021 season under the radar. But he resurfaced with the Dolphins down the stretch. Johnson posted 2 100-yard rushing performances with Miami, helping the team beat the Jets and Patriots. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry with the Dolphins, who signed him to a practice squad deal during the season. With Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds now on the team led by Mike McDaniel, Johnson will head north. Randy Duke Johnson Jr., born September 23, 1993, is an American football running back who is a free agent. He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 3rd round, 77th overall, of the 2015 NFL Draft. He played college football at the University of Miami. Johnson attended Miami Norland Senior High School in Miami Gardens, Florida, where he played football and ran track. As a sophomore, Johnson ran for 1,540 yards and 25 touchdowns. In his junior year, he led Norland to a 13-2 record and state runner-up. After beating the Sammy Watkins-led South Fort Myers 44-28 in the semifinals, Norland lost 44-34 to the unbeaten Tampa Jefferson in the Class 3A final. During his senior year, Johnson compiled 1,957 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns, 14 receptions for 232 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, 3 kickoff returns and 1 punt return for scores, as he led Miami Norland to 15-0 finish and state Class 5A championship. In the championship game against Wakulla, he scored 5 touchdowns. He was also on the school's track and field team, where he was a standout sprinter and long jumper. He placed 5th in the long jump event at the 2010 MAC qualifiers, with a jump of 6.60 meters. In 2011, he placed 4th in the 100 meters at the 3rd annual Miramar Invitational, recording a career-best time of 10.62 seconds. He finished 3rd in the 200 meters at the FHSAA 3A District 16, with a time of 22.31 seconds. He was considered the best all-purpose running back recruit by Rivals.com. Johnson attended and played college football at the University of Miami from 2012 to 2014. And you fan, what do you think of the Duke Johnson situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.